In this video, I'm going to show you how to differentiate the spherical unit vectors, so ER, E theta, and E phi, with respect to time. And we are also going to learn a neat way to simplify the time derivatives of those unit vectors so they are easier to work with compared to this three-dimensional bracket vector notation. Because if a problem, for example, asks you to calculate the acceleration in spherical coordinates, which we are also going to do in a future video, doing that using this three-dimensional bracket notation is going to be a nightmare. So we're going to differentiate them as a vector and then simplify them. The only prerequisites you need are the product rule for differentiation and the chain rule. And I'm also going to note that for the sake of keeping things shorter, I'm going to use the dot notation for time derivatives. So whenever you see a dot over something, that's just the time derivative of that particular something. Now, with that out of the way, let's get started with the radial unit vector. If you take a look at the first component, it seems like this is just a product rule. But when a function in spherical coordinates is time dependent, we need to take into account that the angles are time dependent as well. So for example, if we were to differentiate this sine of theta here, the derivative would not just be cosine theta, but cosine theta times theta dot, because since theta is time dependent as well, we need to take this inner derivative from the chain rule into account as well. So using the product rule for this first component, we're first going to differentiate sine theta and keep cosine phi as a constant, and then we're going to flip it around. The derivative of sine theta is cosine of theta times theta dot, and we're going to keep cosine phi as a constant. Now for the second half of the product rule, we're going to keep sine of theta as a constant and differentiate cosine phi with respect to time. Usually we would add this, as you can see here, but since the derivative of a cosine function is the negative sine function and plus and minus together result in a minus, we're going to subtract it. So we get sine phi, phi dot times sine of theta. For the second row, doing the exact same thing as before, just with a sine function here instead of the cosine function, we get cosine theta, theta dot, sine of phi this time, plus sine of theta, cosine of phi, phi dot. And the third component, which is just cosine theta, we have to differentiate the cosine as our outer derivative, which is going to give us negative sine of theta, and then the inner derivative is theta dot. Now, in the beginning, I mentioned that there is an easy way to simplify this stuff, so we don't have to write all three components separately. And the way that's going to work is by comparing this result right here to the three unit vectors. In the left half, we have cosine theta, cosine phi in the first component, cosine theta, sine phi in the second component, and minus sine theta in the third component, which happens to be exactly the theta unit vector. And all of those components have a common factor of theta dot. So we can simplify the left half of this vector as theta dot times the theta unit vector. Now for the right half, we can compare it to the phi unit vector, which is this one right here. And we can see that we have minus sine phi, we have cosine phi here, and we have no trigonometric function in the third component, which also makes sense because here's a 0. All of the remaining components have a common factor of phi dot sine theta, so we can simplify the right half of this vector as sine theta times phi dot times the phi unit vector. Next, we're going to differentiate the theta unit vector, again using this nested product and chain rule. The first row is going to give us negative sine theta times theta dot times cosine of phi minus cosine of theta sine phi times phi dot. In the second component, the only thing that changes is that this cosine phi is instead sine phi. So we get negative sine theta, theta dot, sine phi instead of cosine phi, plus cosine theta times cosine phi times phi dot. The derivative of a negative sine function is the negative cosine function. And again, we have to pay attention to the inner derivative because theta is time dependent as well. So we get minus cosine theta times cosine dot. And just like before, this can also be simplified by comparing it to the unit vectors. If we take a closer look at the radial unit vector, we have sine theta cosine phi in the first component, which is the case here. We have sine theta sine phi in the second component, which is the case here. And we have cosine theta in the third component, which is here. All of those are negative, and all of those have a common factor of theta dot. So the left half of our vector can be simplified as minus theta dot times the radial unit vector. The right half can again be simplified using the phi unit vector, because we have minus sine phi here in the first component, we have cosine phi in the second component, and we have nothing in the third component, because the cosine, the negative sign, and the theta dot have already been taken care of by this term right here. So the things I marked as green are the phi unit vector, and all of those remaining components have a common factor of cosine theta phi dot. So the right half of our vector can be simplified as phi dot cosine theta times the phi unit vector. Lastly, we're going to differentiate the phi unit vector. The derivative of negative sine phi in the first component is negative cosine phi. The inner derivative phi dot, the derivative of the second component, is minus sine phi times the inner derivative, and well, 0 is just going to be 0. This looks a lot simpler on its own compared to the other time derivatives, but even this can be written in terms of the other unit vectors. And if we do that, it's going to look like this. We have minus sine of theta times the radial unit vector minus cosine of theta times the theta unit vector, both multiplied by phi dot. This does look more complicated than this one, but again, if you actually want to work with those time derivatives, it's much more convenient to have it all on one line. And let me show you why this one here works by plugging in the actual values. So we have those outer brackets, then we have minus sine of theta, and then we have the radial unit vector. If we actually explicitly plug that in, we get sine theta cosine phi, sine theta sine phi, cosine theta, minus cosine theta, times the theta unit vector, which is cosine theta cosine phi, cosine theta sine phi, and negative sine theta. Then we're going to close the outer brackets, multiply everything by phi dot. As our next step, we're going to distribute those factors into the vectors. So we're going to multiply this by this by this, and we're going to distribute this negative cosine into all of those components. For the left half, we're going to get negative sine squared of theta times cosine of phi, negative sine squared of theta sine phi, and negative sine theta cosine theta. For the other half of the outer bracket, we're going to get negative cosine squared theta times cosine phi, negative cosine squared theta times sine phi, plus cosine theta times sine theta, brackets close, times phi dot. Now we can do a neat little trick by factoring, because we have negative cosine phi here and negative cosine phi here. We have negative sine phi here and negative sine phi here. So for the first row, we can factor out negative cosine phi, And the only thing left in the brackets is going to be sine squared of theta plus cosine squared of theta, which is going to be 1 due to the trigonometric identity that sine squared of something plus cosine squared of the same something equals 1. For the second component, we're going to factor out negative sine of phi, and we are left with the same bracket, namely sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta, which is also going to turn into 1. And the third component is just going to cancel itself because we have negative sine theta cosine theta plus sine theta cosine theta. So that is just 0. Since this entire bracket here is just 1 and this one is 1, we have shown that this unit vector can be expressed like this. I'm probably also going to make a video about acceleration in spherical coordinates, where we are going to work with those expressions, and you can see them in action. I'm going to link that in the description down below as soon as I upload it. I really hope you found this video helpful. If yes, consider sharing it with a fellow student or with your grandma and making her subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.